Jim Seimas.
And Andrew Matheson for double coverage, our Week 1 preview edition featuring all 9 games, I believe, on our slate for Friday and Saturday this week, including the Cabrillo College opener. But before we get that, let's start right off the top. St. Francis coming off a huge victory last week over Greenfield, a come-from-behind victory, taking on Yerba Buena, which is 0-1, 17-6 losers over Carmont. How do you like it?
I like the Sharks.
Yeah? No, yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm going to be short and sweet. I like your Sharks.
Yeah.
I'm aboard, especially for this game. Yerba Buena is not a good football program. No offense to Yerba Buena, but I mean,
Sure.
it's just a team that plays in the worst division.
Yeah, they're in the West Valley Division. They finished 7th out of 8 teams last year. They went 1-9, and like I said last week, they lost 17-6. They actually had a 6-0 lead.
Yeah.
Aided in part, this is according to the Daily News, aided in part by 50 yards of penalties on their opening drive.
Excellent.
So they went right down the field, scored a touchdown, and were held about 65 yards for the rest of the game.
Yeah, this team is not no bueno.
Yeah, so I mean, St. Francis, like I said, big, huge win last week where they outscored Greenfield 28-7 in the second half. They won by 1 point. Nick Sandro had a big game. Garrett Saucedo had a big game. I expect big games again out of both of them this week.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yerba, no buena.
Next up on our slate, starting 15 minutes later in Stockton, San Lorenzo Valley will be looking to become 2-0 for the first time since 2002 when they take on Edison Senior High. Jumping back last year, this was kind of a weird game for SLV. They forced 7 turnovers, I believe, against Edison, and they ended up losing by 15 points.
Yeah.
Obviously, Edison has returned much of their players, much of their skill position, and I think they're going to have their hands full again.
Back in the day, people used to hate going to Felton to play. Saturday afternoon, scorching hot, and SLV was on that monster win streak.
Sure.
That's what I feel like the tables have been turned. SLV's going into a dangerous place.
Yeah.
A crazy environment that's not going to be, I'm not going to say hostile, but it's just things aren't favoring them.
No.
Going in favor of SLV, though, is they had a great game defensively last week. Granted, that was against Marina, not Edison.
Yeah.
They forced 6 more turnovers.
6 turnovers, yep.
So even if they get 6 turnovers, I'm not liking their chances.
No, I mean, Edison has way too many pieces. First of all, they won a win last week over Chavez where they scored 30 unanswered points in the fourth quarter to come all the way back and get a 36-21 win. They got guys named Calvin Gray at running back, Malik McKenzie at quarterback. Both those guys are getting D1 offers for positions that they aren't even playing right now.
Nice.
Calvin Gray is reportedly getting an offer from University of Nevada, Reno to be a strong safety, and from Northern Arizona, which is FCS, to be a running back. So 2 different positions from 2 different schools. Yeah. Just that type of athletes that are up there right now. SLV's going to have their hands full. I'm picking Edison, but hopefully a good game for SLV to kind of grow.
Exactly.
Basically.
That's what this is.
Yeah. Up next, third game of the night.
Cardinals!
Santa Cruz visiting Watsonville High, 7:30 p.m. on Friday night. Santa Cruz looking to go 2-0 for who knows when the last time that was. I don't have that information. And Watsonville trying to bounce back from a disappointing loss last week to PG.
I just said Cardinals to start. Why do you think I cut it off? Yeah.
Okay, we're done. Yeah, Cardinals.
You bet your ash. Ken Davis. They're going to win.
Ashton Davis had a big game last week, 121 yards rushing, had a pick.
Yeah.
Threw a pass, so a 2-point conversion pass. Did it all.
Yeah.
Had a cool little Superman around the left end where he leaped up and stretched out over the end zone. 3 touchdowns. Dale Soler 3 touchdowns. I'm interested to see what Watsonville brings, just because I feel like PG.
They definitely have something to prove this week, don't they?
Yeah, I mean they were almost shut out. They didn't score until the fourth quarter, but and obviously Santa Cruz is looking to go 9-1, 10-0.
Flip it real good.
Flip it for real.
Right.
You like Santa Cruz though?
I do like Santa Cruz.
We both like Santa Cruz. Sorry, Watsonville, but plenty to build off of obviously after last week. Next up on our schedule, Seaside, the defending NBL Pacific Division champion, is visiting Aptos, the defending Santa Cruz Coast Athletic League champion.
Hooah!
Holy cow, that never happens in non-conference play, but very exciting nonetheless. 2 defending league title holders here.
I think it happens quite often.
No, I know it does.
But it's awesome. It's great. Aptos has a great preseason schedule.
Yeah.
And but I don't think it's going to work out for him this week. It's just a tough game. I mean,
it's a tough game, man. Yeah.
Plus, there was a shutout last week.
Shutout, 24-0 shutout over Skyline.
Yeah, good team.
The Choates brothers are legit on defense for them. Chris Evans, who was a wide receiver last year, is now quarterback. He had like over 200 yards receiving, passing, and running last week against Skyline. They have a lot of weapons that are going to be tough to contain for Aptos.
I wasn't at last week's games, so I could only go off statistics. But statistically, Aptos has a lot of room to improve.
Sure.
You know, like to pass better, they could run better, and they could. And it looks like they played pretty darn good defense last week, and you lost by a field goal, so in the last second. So Aptos is only going to go up, but I still like Seaside in this situation.
I like Seaside as well, but of course last year Aptos went 0-2 to start the year, won 10 in a row to make the CCS finals. Whether that happens again this year, we'll see. But we're gonna take the 0-2 Mariners.
Sorry, Aptos.
And our final game on Friday night, Monta Vista Christian 1-0, big winners over Del Mar last week, taking on Pacific Grove, big winners over Watsonville last week. I'm kind of leaning towards Fog Power this week.
Ooh.
How about them?
Well, you know
how
what?
about them apples?
Last week, whoa, that's copyrighted, buddy. Last week, I chose the fans at this PG game before choosing because of the great clam chowder.
Yep.
But you know what? The Mustangs won me over with a dominant win. If they won 10-0, 14-0, but they won 42-0 over a pretty bad team in Del Mar. So I know PG's a good team, but I like what Monta Vista's got going, and I know they're going to play some defense. So
I like Monta Vista as the season progresses.
Yes.
I know they have a lot of new parts right now, but PG has a lot of, not to say old parts, but a lot of returning parts from last season. Luke Lowell, Jake Speed, Fog Power, of course, all working in unison right now for PG. And Jason Leach, who's another guy we didn't mention last week, had a 99-yard touchdown run against Watsonville.
all right, I'll counter all your superstars and go Dominic Robles with 155 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. Quentin McLeod with just going off and scoring 2 TDs as well. Or Deshaun Hopkins, he didn't have a game last week.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? He could go off.
He could go off.
They have plenty of weapons too, and they're going to play defense.
I think after Seaside Aptos, I think this is the next closest game on the schedule. Okay. I like PG. He likes MVC. We'll see what happens.
Go Mustangs.
That does it for this week's episode of Double Coverage, our preview edition, Friday edition
of Week 1.
Of Week 1 edition. Check out Saturday's edition, of course, where we preview all the Saturday games.
We will.
And we'll have Week 1 recaps of all Friday and Saturday games later this next week.
That's true.
Yeah. You can also, if you're on social media.
Yes.
So are we.
Like what places?
Like Facebook.
Oh, I'm there.
Like Twitter.
I'm there too.
Like Tout.
What is Tout?
Tout is this, it's like a 45-second video thing.
That is great. That's so much better than Vine.
It is so much better than Vine.
Sign me up.
Vine, I don't know.
Okay.
They fell asleep 6 seconds.
Do they? Oh, and how about our app?
Our app is on Google Play.
It's phenomenal.
It is pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie.
I see a D and
I
a
know
C.
we're promoting it, but it actually is pretty cool. It's got stories and photos, and you put it down, so I can't remember what it has on it. But it's also on Apple, or it will be on Apple coming soon. Probably as soon as the season's over and Apple finally accepts our app. But check us out all online, all our stories, slideshows, photos. SantaCruzSentinel.com /
football.
Ow.
Oh.
You're terrible. Why can't you do it? You have so much practice.